Hey there, RecTech family, Chef Greg coming at you with another amazing recipe this Monday. We had an academy this past weekend and we had some Wagyu brisket scraps laying around. We figured we would grind them up and make the most amazing Wagyu brisket meatballs. We sauteed off about a whole onion and a little bit of olive oil just till it softened up. Chopped up some fresh basil. Got about 3 pounds of ground Wagyu, one nice big sweet onion, big handful of basil. Got about 1,000 garlic cloves here that we just put on the grill with a little bit of olive oil and let them smoke. 275 for about 45 minutes or so, and just take the knife, kind of smash them up. If you don't like this much garlic, hey, you don't have to do it. But Halloween is coming, and those vampires, keep them away. But we got a ton of garlic in here as well. We're going to add in a tablespoon and a half of dry parsley, a tablespoon and a half of dried oregano. Again, we got 3 pounds of ground Wagyu here. I usually add about an egg per pound of ground beef. 2 and 3. We're also going to add in some hot Italian sausage, and this is the cased variety. The grocery store this morning didn't have the bulk ground, so we do have to squeeze it out of the case. But again, this hot Italian sausage is going to add a ton of flavor in here, and I like to mix this up and kind of put this in the fridge for about an hour and to let that sausage and flavor and all kind of get happy. But we're going to mix that up with some of that Colden's Freaking Greek. You can find that at rectech.com, as well with some of that Ben's heifer dust. Again, about a tablespoon of each. We're going to mix this up, throw it in the fridge, and let it sit for about an hour, get good and cold before we move on to the next steps. Great job for the kids here. Again, we're going to mix this up. Be careful not to overwork it. Make sure your bowl and all your ingredients are good and cold. After about an hour in the fridge, we're going to sprinkle in about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of ground Parmesan cheese, add about 3/4 of a cup of whole milk, and about 3/4 of a cup of seasoned breadcrumbs. I like the Italian variety with some Parmesan in there. And we're just going to mix this up a little bit, and this is really going to be our tester to see how our consistency is. If it's a little wet, add a little more breadcrumbs. If it's a little dry, add a little bit of milk. And I think we got this one just right. Go ahead and mix up a taster meatball here, make sure it sticks good together. And here's a chef tip for you. Go ahead and flatten this out, put it on the stove, and taste it. And if you have to adjust any of your seasonings, go for it. But this is good to go. We're going to go ahead and roll these up. We're going to put these on a non-stick cooking mat available at rectech.com. While we're doing this, we're going to go ahead and preheat that RT 1250 to 325 degrees. That way, when we're done rolling out these meatballs, we're just going to slide them on the grill. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy here, people. It is Meatball Monday. It does not have to be complicated, but it will be delicious. To make moving these meatballs super easy, I did use a half sheet pan, flipped it upside down, and these meatballs will just slide off this pan right on that grill. That's the beauty of that nonstick mat. Makes your life really easy. But you know what? Speaking of easy, we're going to go ahead and preheat our sauce at the same time. So grab about 2 jars of your favorite spaghetti sauce, and we'll let this go for right about 35-45 minutes so these meatballs are golden brown, delicious. That sauce is nice and bubbly. Then we're actually going to add these meatballs into the sauce. I told you it was easy. Here's a good life hack for you. If you want to keep that drip bucket nice and clean, go ahead and rinse off one of your spaghetti sauce jars. Put it in the drip bucket. That way all of the grease goes right into the jar, not your bucket. Especially if you got peps, cap it off, keep your grill nice and clean. Again, after 40 minutes or so, these meatballs are looking delicious. We're going to go ahead and let them go for a nice bath in some nice hot sauce. I do leave a couple meatballs out because my daughter Isabel is not a fan of the red sauce. So she gets some unsauced meatballs. Oh, look at those. I think it's time we take one out and give it a taste. Look at how absolutely delicious and glistening that meatball is. I might get excited, people. It is meatballs, one of my favorite things to cook and to eat, and my wife is going to make fun of me for as many times as I said meatballs in this video, but that is okay. It is Meatball Monday. She's going to eat it, and look at that smoke ring and all that moisture inside of that smoked Wagyu meatball. We'll see you at the RecTech.